I'm so happy. I'm so satisfied. Life is so good. Life is so great. And everywhere I see happy people. I see successful people. And I know why. Life is easy. Life is good. I've told my kids the fairy tale 1,000 times. Good things happen to good people. And we can expect life to be fair. And we can even expect to meet the right person and live happily ever after. It's the least we can expect. It's normal. It's normal to have a happy and satisfying life, isn't it? Or is there someone here not perfectly happy, not perfectly satisfied? Well, I guess that would be kind of difficult then, feeling sad among the happy ones. And actually, this is a case for a lot of people now. And this is especially on the rise for young people. And this talk is about that, how we need a wind of change, and how we talk about life and expectations from life to ourselves and our youngsters. Because small problems, luxury problems, drive them into serious anxiety, depression, and even suicide. When you expect to be happy, it's expected from you to have a happy life. And you can't get it right, you start asking yourself questions. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? Why can't I seem to be satisfied? What's wrong with me? Have you ever said that? It's kind of strange with us people. We only seem to value things 2 times in life. Before we get it, and after we lost it. How come? How come? A lot of you have fantastic jobs. You worked hard to get the job. You applied for the job, and maybe you celebrated when you got hired. But I see you now on your way to job, and I don't see you celebrate inside the car. A lot of you have fantastic partners. You fell in love. You were happily married. But are you living happily ever after? Actually, Married with Children was a comedy with Al Bundy, remember? And we all understood the joke. This is like being a TED talker. You dream of it. But when you're announced, you're proud. But do you think the guys backstage is loving it right now? But afterwards, it was the best ever. This is kind of a tragedy because we are always living right now. Why can't we be satisfied with what we have right now? Well, when we want to understand something, it's a good thing to investigate what it is. And what are we? We are Homo sapiens. We are hunter-gatherers. And actually, we know a lot about our hunter-gatherer history. We know it was a constant battle for survival, and only the best hunter-gatherers survived. And we can actually compare campsites from Homo sapiens and the more lazy, relaxed Homo erectus, which lived at the same time and competed over the same resources. And we can see that it seems as Homo sapiens had a productive paranoia, a drive that made them evolve new tools, new weapons, new hunting techniques at a much higher pace than Homo erectus. It seems like Homo sapiens never were satisfied with what they have, and we can understand the logic. Because those who were too happy and celebrated for too long the catch and dinner of today, they may have starved tomorrow. And those who were really satisfied, this is good enough, they might not have survived winter. And those who were wandering around quite happy might more often be killed by lions than the worried ones. But we have to remember, we have the same instinct in us today. Don't be satisfied. Want something more. Watch out. We who in 2020 are chasing happiness are not made for being happy. We're not made for being satisfied and celebrate what we have. We have to know that this is kind of defect we have. Or else we are at risk for being depressed. The same genes that made us survive for 200,000 years can now make us depressed. How come this paradox is such a kept secret? I think one of the reasons is that when we think we are doing something wrong and we look for a quick fix, we are very good consumers. We buy a new house, we buy a new car, we get a new husband, we get a new job, we even get a new nose. But it will not fix the problem, because the challenge is hunter-gatherer genes, hunter-gatherer instincts telling you, don't be satisfied with what you have. Get something more, get something better, get something new. When I think of all the challenges and problems of my patients, I think I can sum it up in one sentence, and it's quite accurate. The sentence is, I'm not as fill-in what suits as I thought I should be. There's a deficit between expectation and what they perceive as reality. When you expect to be happy and you think everyone around you is happy, it's kind of stressful when you can't get it right. Like trying to sleep at night and you think everyone else is sleeping like babies. It enhances the problem. It creates negative stress. And this negative stress is actually the challenge. Not the problem, not the situation. I see this close up all the time. People with same kind of problem, totally different outcome. And the outcome is often decided from the questions asked in inner dialogue. So please be aware of the question you ask in your inner dialogue. If you ask, what's wrong with me? Hunter-gatherer brain will start work on that question and it will find answers. So we have to be aware, what am I saying to myself? The scientists who work on this, they call it depressive rumination. And they can document that the stress for believing that there is something wrong with you actually leads to self-fulfilling prophecies. Believing you are sick can lead to sickness. And we all understand it's kind of depressive to think there is something wrong with me. I'm doing something wrong. What burns us out in 2020 is seldom hard work. It's the constant questioning, constant rumination about our life and ourselves. Is this good enough? Am I good enough? Hunter-gatherer brain is likely to answer no, because our instinct is do something more, get something new. So we have to understand this, or else we are at risk at ruin our life, chasing happiness so desperately that it actually ruins a life that could have been quite good, because we get another new house, an even younger wife, an even bigger, more expensive car, and not only the nose, but also the breasts, and new tattoos, of course. But it will not fix the problem. Cracking this code and understand it's hunter-gatherer brain, it's hunter-gatherer instincts that makes it difficult to be satisfied. That will make a life-decisive change. So we need to get into coping mode. We have to understand that this is expected. This is normal, because then we can prepare. We can prepare. I promise you, it's impossible to change your instincts. And it's very difficult to decide what to feel, because we are not robots. But it's possible to change your attitude against negative feelings. So we can understand that this is normal, and we can prepare how to cope with it. Like bad breath, we brush our teeth. Like understanding that we have bad night vision, so we bring a light when we go out at night. We don't see the doctor because we sweat. Oh, doctor, I'm sweating. No, we know it's normal. We prepare. We shower. We use deodorant. Same thing with negative thoughts. devaluation of our life. We have to understand it's normal, and we have to have coping strategies. Do workout, do mindfulness, see friends, eat chocolate, whatever is your cup of tea. But you have to work hard to have some happiness and some satisfaction in your life, because you are a hunter-gatherer. So when you come home from work, hungry and tired, and you want to sell your kids to the circus, maybe kill your husband or wife, and burn the house, remember, you're a hunter. It's normal. So don't use time on bad conscience for feeling that way. But you have to cope with it, because you can't burn down the house. But you have to have coping strategies. And we have to learn this to our youngsters. What are we learning them nowadays? First of all, we protect them from everything that is uncomfortable. Smart, good preparation for life then. And then we tell them, you can expect to be happy and satisfied. And third, when we send them out to study or work, maybe we even buy them a flat. And we think, hope she will be satisfied, hope he will be happy. Please, you have to be wiser, you have to understand, you have to tell your kids yourself. Being a hunter-gatherer, you have an instinct for not being satisfied and happy. So if you want to achieve some satisfaction and happiness, you have to have a strategy. You have to work on it every day. Changing your questions and inner dialogue is, to my experience, something that makes an enormous difference. And this is free. You just be prepared. It's going to try to sneak in. What's wrong with me? I hate my life. Even though I have everything I wish for, I know I have nothing to complain about. I still can't be happy. It's going to enter your brain. Be prepared and say, perhaps this is normal. Perhaps I'm normal. It's a much better starting point for coping with being a hunter-gatherer in 2020. Okay, thanks for listening. I wish you all a perfectly normal, not perfectly satisfying rest of the day and rest of your life. Good luck.